Hello there, YouTube crew. I'm the Real Deal, and today we're going to be looking at Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The latest installment of my favorite franchise sees Ethan Hunt grappling with a foe from his past, as world powers bid for ultimate power over control and truth. I won't be doing a full ranking video on this, but I will say, if you have been watching my other rankings, this movie sits beneath 5, and what you'll see from 6, it is below those two, but they are very, very extremely high. I would put it next to Mission 1 and Ghost Protocol, which are the next tier on the list, and it's very interesting because I think this movie works just as well as those two at being a good entry point into this franchise. It bottles up everything that's distinctive and necessary about this series and sets it into a new distinct chapter with new blood to fill it out moving forward. It even goes more into detail about how the IMF works internally as well as in conjunction to other intelligence agencies. It all but confirms my long-held suspicions that before joining the Impossible Missions Force, Ethan Hunt was a professional thief. There are a couple weak spots, though I'll focus on the big selling point stunt. It is cool on its own, but it's not as cohesively driven by story and character and conflict crashing in on each other as we've come to expect since the Burj Khalifa and especially the Fallout finale. A particular short stroke is how Benji folds into it. He's supposedly stressed out, but what he's doing doesn't exactly justify the tension between him and Ethan. The team is utilized extremely well in the airport set piece, but after that, they kind of dip off, and I understand how Luther is used in this. I think it's a good choice, but I feel like they didn't quite know what to do with Benji as the movie went on. On the major plus side, though, this is undoubtedly the most thematically rich Mission Impossible. It also continues the psychological aspects of 1, 5, and 6, and I think bringing back Kittredge could be a permanent solution to the rotating boss problem. See, as soon as any boss is personally won over by Ethan's maniacal approach, their usefulness for story and conflict is put on a ticking clock. It was very cool that we get to finally see a boss like Hunley who had the full arc of, from true skeptic to true believer in Ethan Hunt, right? But I really think when it comes to bosses, they need a more antagonistic approach towards Ethan. And what Grant did in Mission 6, Fallout, is more in line with what Grant should be doing, fighting the bureaucratic battles for Ethan and the IMF. His presence is sorely missed in these last two movies. Grant probably could have given more life to the team in the back half. Going back to Kittredge, he isn't like any other boss. See, he is the perfect bureaucrat with zero conscience besides what is best for his country at this particular moment. That means he would never be a true ally to Ethan or an enemy either, so there will always be conflict between the two, despite a mutual respect. And I think that's the perfect balance for what a boss in the IMF for Mission Impossible needs to be. And so I'm very much looking forward to Part 2. I highly recommend you watch this movie in the theaters. I'm The Real Deal. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.